What's going on, guys? Raven Maniac here, bringing you a little challenge series that Mr. Golden Sports has been doing. And I'm taking it a step further here, and as you just saw, I'm putting in my punter. Now, I'm not going to lie about a few things. I did go into the depth charts, and I did search for who was the best punter that can not only run a little bit, but could also throw. And I wound up finding the Bills punter, who is 89 speed or something like that. He's got like 70 throw power, and he's pretty accurate too. The rules for this was to pretty much pass, except while I started the game, I found out that you couldn't audible. So sometimes I do get stuck in a run, and as you see there, third and 15th, or a deep curl. This over a 20-yard curl, and this guy just threw it straight on target. I got stuck in another run play there. But my whole thought on this was just to, call basic route combos and stuff like that, like crossing slants versus man, and then some deep corners, which this punter magically was able to throw, like you'll see right here. That was supposed to be a streak, except the guy didn't have enough throw power, so it ended up going to my wide receiver on the corner. I got stuck in a couple more runs here, and I believe these are the last times that I run the football with the running back. I do take off quite a bit with the quarterback. He's 89 speed, so when you get into that goal line, he's going to get the ball there, especially when you're not rushing anyone. I'm trying to air out some fades here, except no one can catch them because I'm using backup receivers. Right there, everyone gets blocked, so we take off with that 89 speed and run it to the end zone. Ensuing kickoff, nothing too special, just stop him before the 20. On defense, because I was using backups, I dropped so many picks, and it's worse using the Ravens, dropping so many picks. When using backups, it's even worse because you know that you're not going to come down with it. I think my only picks in this game were from the computer. Whenever I tried to click on and make a user play, it was an automatic drop. But I was able to get a lot of edge heat on this guy. He saw 4th and 10. He ended up scrambling and finding an open receiver. But that edge heat just keeps on coming in. The time he wasn't able to escape it. And right here, he's just got nowhere to go. He's pretty much locked up. 3rd and 10 again. This time we scare him into throwing a streak there. And because the guy is so slow, we wind up being in perfect position to make the computer pick there. And then he comes out in man coverage on my next drive there. It's going to run a whole bunch of crossing slants. Right there, throw another curl. This time we hold on to it. Next play, do a little slant out. And that guy is actually the only starter that I'm using. The Bills don't have a lot of receivers on their roster. And hold up, that play right there, I meant to throw it to the tight end out of the backfield. I overthrew it, and then it winded up going into my receiver's hands. But like I was saying, the Bills don't have a lot of receivers on their squad. So I did end up having to use the second wide receiver at like the number 4 or 5 spot. So when guys get tired, backups or starters are eventually going to come in. Right here, I don't get a fumble because no one on the second string has got hit power. And right there, he tries to spin me out or something like that. I know I'm using low overall guys and stuff, but you're not going to spin anyone out in the NFL. Right here, get another drop pick. Right now, I'm probably like 1 for 5 on the drop picks. And then next thing I want to talk about is the awareness of your second strings that make this incredibly hard. Right there you saw he completed that streak over the middle. Now, if I was using a guy like Ray Lewis or something like that, he's going to turn around and swat that just because he's got that awareness rating. And right there I throw a pick. I tried to throw that ghost route at tight flex, wide receiver cross, except it went about 10 yards too far and about 5 yards too far to the right. So we ended up throwing the pick there. And that's really where my whole game starts to go downhill. Using the punter, not too many things are going to go your way, and when you're using second string players, even less is going to go your way. As you saw right there, I got pancaked, but luckily we're able to make the tackle and keep him out of the end zone here. And this is another example where that low awareness, although that looked like poor user play by me there, gave him the touchdown. So right now I'm out of timeouts, 40 seconds left to go. I know I need points because he does get the ball at halftime. So I'm just throwing crossing slants here to Brad Smith over and over and over. I try to throw a deep corner, but it's just out of bounds. So right there, I know this guy can throw the deep corner. He's just got to keep it inbounds somewhere. So right there, after another crossing slant, I end up going back to that deep corner, and this time Brad Smith right on the sidelines. Unfortunately, don't get the touchdown out of it, but we will get a touchdown out of the route there out of the backfield by the tight end. Now let's skip to the second half because nothing important happened. He wound up throwing a pick, a computer pick at that, because user plays like this are just, oh, that's just disgusting. I don't even want to show that. I don't know why I did. Probably should have picked that off or at least swatted it, but instead I overran the ball. And then I leave a whole gap right there, and he ends up throwing a slant for a touchdown. Keeping in tune with this pass-only offense here, no one was open, so I decided I was going to try and take off. And then 2nd and 12, I needed a huge gain. I end up face throwing with the punter to a 5'9" backup wide receiver who I've never heard of in my life. Next play, I've run that little wheel route out of the backfield, and then 2nd and inches, take off with the punter. I was going to say quarterback. And then that's one of many fumbles that this guy's going to get. I thought the punter was actually hurt because this guy's only like 180 pounds. So getting hit by these 300-pound linemen when you're only 180 pounds, not a good thing. He comes out man, and I run that man switch that I just posted in my last video. You can check, I think it's probably going to be in the related videos if you want to check that out. Next play, throw that fade route, and because we get the white ref, we know it's a touchdown. Madden is racist that way. If you get the black ref, you know you didn't get it. And so in kickoff, he almost takes it to the house on those broken tackles. But speaking of broken tackles, he's going to take it to the house on the next run play. And because everyone is so slow, I'm not going to catch him. And this man dives into the end zone, and he's losing by 7 against the punter. And he's diving into the end zone. Now, we're not going to have that on my squad here. So next play, actually, I probably should have thrown that crossing slant, but instead I take off with the quarterback, and this time he fumbles into the defensive team's hands. So right now I need a huge stop. He throws a little, I guess that's a post route into the end zone, and we drop yet another user pick. But luckily we do get a drop pass on the next play. Following that, I'm just running Fag D here. It's because I can. And he throws another little lob pass in the end zone, and we drop yet another user pick. He finally smartens up there and kicks a field goal on 4th down instead of going for it. Next play, again, crossing slants. If I were to do anything else, I probably would have lost the game. Because I tried throwing screens right there. Later I do try like the wildcat and stuff like that to try and get the ball moving like a different way. But it just wasn't happening. Here I throw another screen. I kind of cheated and put in CJ Spiller. He is technically a backup, but he's too good to really quote-unquote be a backup. So, and again, throw another curl. This time he drops it. 3rd and 10, I need a huge gain, so I throw it to Brad Smith on a corner route in between 3 defenders. Winds up coming down with it. Brad Smith was just a huge asset this game. He was almost unstoppable. I probably should have actually used him at quarterback. That would have been pretty interesting. Again, just trying to air out these fade routes. And who do I go to? None other than Brad Smith. And he winds up catching this one. On the ensuing kickoff, I get a fumble here. Not to spoil it. Unfortunately, he does fall on it. Madden has just not been my friend lately with these fumbles. I get so many a game, except I never can fall on them. So it's like I'm winning half the battle. I just can't execute getting that fumble. And then he throws yet another computer pick. I have a feeling if I would have usered that, I probably would have dropped it. And then right here, this is where I start running that wildcat. And I've been playing NCAA so much that I meant to pitch it, except I hit L1 instead of L2. And right there I hit L2, but I guess he's just not aware enough to throw that. And then I go to throw that screen, but it was covered, so I just stand there and take a sack. So then my punter comes right back out onto the field. And then I almost dropped that into the side of the 10 there, but he ended up blocking me from catching that. That's a dirtbag move right there, instead of just letting me catch it. Right there, you get another fumble, except he was obviously down, so that was going to be overturned. And then he starts running the ball with 2 minutes left. I really don't know why. Although he was moving the ball pretty well. He does need 2 scores, so running the ball was not his best option here. He eventually wisens up, throws a pass, and these slow defensive backs have no chance there to catch that deep streak. Goes for 2 rather, to make it a 3-point game. Doesn't get it. Forced to kick an onside kick. We do recover, so all we need to do here is just call the best play in Madden, which is that QB kneel. That's about it. I do wind up going into the statistics if you guys want to see what how many passing yards I threw. I think it was over like 350 and 4 touchdowns and that 1 pick, which was just kind of a BS pick. Then again, I am using the punter, but damn it, he should have made that pass. But I did end up beating this guy with the punter, and I even outperformed Carson Palmer with the punter. His name is Brian Mormon. If you guys ever use the Bills and you want a good laugh, he is pretty beast. I'd say that he's better than Flacco from close range. Anyways, this video is coming to an end. If you guys like this and want to see something else, be sure to leave a challenge. Don't make it just like backups. Do something interesting like only run Wildcat or only run a halfback dive or something like that. But anyways, I'm out.